Ladies and gentlemen, oh boy, I uploaded some videos and they have no audio, so I'm going to do this all over again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be uploading two videos tonight, and the rest of the videos I will be doing tomorrow. I am having some technical difficulties that I need to work through. So let's get on with this video. U.S. farmers have to sell off their cattle due to the drought and inflation. So, farmers forced to sell their cows as drought conditions worsen across the U.S. And they're saying the worst is yet to come. Much of the country have been under heat wave conditions, very extreme weather for the last 7 days. And there's more coming. There's more coming for us very soon, unfortunately. So let's get into it. Extreme drought and inflationary pressures are forcing U.S. farmers in Western states to sell off their cattle herd in greater numbers. And they said these levels of sell off have not been seen for a whole decade. Nearly 80% of the western region of the U.S. is experiencing extreme drought conditions and has been for nearly a year, according to the America Farmer Bureau Federation. Um, but they're saying that this recent week-long heat wave it took a major toll on farmers and ranchers out west. So, temperatures in Texas have been around 100 degrees for weeks now, depleting the water, burning up grassy areas where cows graze, which are both critical for cow herds. Some ranchers said right now their only option is to sell. They have no choice. We haven't had this kind of movement of cows to the market in a decade since 2011, which was our last really big drought, said David Anderson, a professor of agricultural economics at Texas A&M. Last year, severe drought in the West was, they said at that time, about in 2021, when the drought was going on, 40% of farmers were forced to sell off part of their herd. This is according to a recent survey from the AFBF. Now, inflationary costs, things like feed, fertilizer, and fuel, are only making the situation worse. Many cows are now headed to auction. The small sale barn in Elk City, Oklahoma, which services four small counties and sees 2 to 300 cows on sale day. Guess how many they saw this past sale day? 1,000. 1,000 cows were up for sale. And they said they normally on the sale day just have 2 to 300. So it just goes to show you how many farmers are now trying to get rid of their cows. They just can't continue to take care of them in these terrible drought conditions. All right. So, Tucker, who is a fifth generation cattle rancher himself, said he's holding out selling his cows until there is no more grass for them to eat. And of course, that's coming fast under the drought conditions. His supplementing his herd's food with seed, but it's proving to be very expensive. It is twice as high as it was 2 years ago. We were buying the feed for $200 a ton. Today, it's 400 plus for the same ton. So feeds, and that's another crunch, Tucker said. While ranchers are reluctant sellers, they are at least getting a good price at market, according to Anderson. And that could eventually mean lower prices for consumers. The price of beef for American consumers is up 9.7% from June. And this is how much it's gone up over a year. So, but the concern is prices in the future. With smaller herds and fewer breeding cows, the next 2 years could spell higher beef prices for consumers. And the U.S. Department of Agriculture and USDA is projecting a 7% decline in beef production next year. Mm-mm-mm. Farmers and ranchers may be eligible for assistance through the USDA Emergency Assistance for Livestock, Honeybees, and Farm Raised Fish program. Isn't it amazing? They got all kinds of money for every farmer out here except for the black farmers. They don't seem to be able to get money for them, but these farmers that are losing their livestock because of the drought conditions, they gotta sell them off. They got federal assistance for them. Just amazing, isn't it? The program covers additional costs ranchers may incur to haul water or move livestock to better grazing pastures. So there is one caveat: ranchers must live in a county with a severe drought ranking level for an extended period of time as measured by the U.S. Drought Monitor. In Missouri, Governor Mike Parsons signed an executive order Thursday offering to aid 53 counties in his state affected by extreme drought. I know on my farm that conditions have deteriorated quickly, and we are hearing the same report from countless other farm and ranch families across the state, Governor Parsons said in a press release. The order directs Department of Natural Resources and Conservation to allow farmers access to water at state parks and other conservation areas. Additionally, Parsons directed the Missouri Department of Transportation to waive fees and restrictions on farmers and ranchers hauling hay. So, y'all, look, this drought has taken its toll on everyone, especially if you live in the lower 48. It has been pure hell under these heat wave conditions. So, we know diesel is way up, and these farmers heavily depend on diesel. And now you see the grass is withering away, so they're finding it very hard to feed their cattle and they're selling them off and farming just this year because so many days in a row, triple digits in some areas. You can't, it's very hard to keep up with farmland and crops and livestock. It gets harder and harder the longer these droughts and heat waves go on. But y'all don't forget what happened to the black farmers in America. They have been heavily sabotaged and unable to thrive on their farmland like many of these other farmers that you see around the country. At least you had an opportunity to raise a bunch of cattle and earn good money just from doing that. I'm just saying. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.